All right, folks, thank you for joining us out here on YouTube today. My name is Robert, and I am bringing you the MacNSeitz 14U baseball team. Today we are playing in Shawnee, Kansas, out at the Mid-America Sports Complex in the Perfect Game Super 24 Invitational. Today is Sunday, and Sunday means bracket play. We drew, looks like a number 7 seed out of pool play. Not a great day of baseball for MacNSeitz, but 2 close games, and falling down late in those 2 matchups. And so what we're hoping for is that by playing in a couple of close ones, maybe we can just get over the goal line here and make a bid for a championship here in bracket play. Today we'll be facing up against the ABA Simpson. Not too familiar with this team. We've not played them before, so this team's only been together for a short while, but we did not play them in fall, and we've not played them thus far this season in 2023. We tend to keep a good eye out on some of the tournaments that we're playing, seeing who some of that competition is, but ABA Simpson having a good day yesterday and going 2-0 on their day and earning a number 2 seed. So that means that for today we will be the away team. So always the higher seed earning that home advantage. And today we will be the away team. So we'll start out at the plate. And let me go ahead and review that lineup for you real quick today. So today we are batting 9, and leading off for us will be Ryder Votah, followed by number 27, Tucker Lee, Jacob Larson batting in the 3-hole, and Paul McClinney batting cleanup, followed by Logan Peterson, Austin Strength, Brooks Carr, Grant Kelly, and then rounding out the roster for today is Reed Eckert. And so notably, yesterday we had a couple of innings in that second game where we had 2 runners on and 2 outs, and Reed Eckert came up to the plate and bunted, something you would not typically see when you've got 2 outs. Well, come to find out, Reed had actually sustained a bit of an injury in that first game to his back, and just really unable to swing the bat without some serious discomfort and pain. And so, unfortunately, having to lay down a bunt rather than swing. We'll see today if some of that strategy changes, maybe trying to draw a walk, whatnot, but not sure exactly. I did not get a status on him here ahead of the game, so not exactly sure where he is at today. But coaches meeting just transpired right there in front of you on the screen there, and our boys are out there meeting just outside the dugout, preparing to get into the batter's box and try to get some things going here early. I did receive a lineup here from the ABA Simpson team. It's on a carbon copy paper, so it's a little bit tough to read, so I'll do my best here, but it looks like their starting lineup in order and their batting order is Nate Parks, Joseph Neiman, or Heeman, might be a Heeman, that might be an H, Hunter Tolson, Tug Tonifs, Colt, Peyton, Brock Addison, Tanner Simpson, Jones, Blake Stock, and Acton Rundeberg. So again, that real tough to read. I've got just some really faint lines there, but we'll do our best to call those guys out during the action here today. Quite a contrast in weather as we've seen here in early spring. So we've played in a number of pretty frigid games. I wouldn't say today is in that category, but definitely a windy beast out here today, making what is supposed to be a high of somewhere in the 60s, low 60s, feeling much cooler than that. So current temperature, I think, at game time here is supposed to be right around in that low 50 mark, and it feels much colder than that. But aside from that, the wind is going pretty significantly. I'll do my best, try to keep the wind noise down for you guys as you join us and watch and cheer on our MacNSeitz team. If you guys are from the opposing team, we welcome you to the live stream, and if you are watching, please give us a like or leave a comment. My typical sidekick, Delaney Lee, not with me today. She's going to be carting our younger son around during a basketball tournament. So he has a couple games lined up today, and we'll see how that all pans out. So this game here, number 2 versus number 7 seed. And if we were to win, the winner of this game will actually not play until 4 o'clock. And then so the team that wins in that semifinal, they won't play until 8 o'clock in the championship game. So could be a pretty long day of baseball, and hoping that it is. But looks like ABA has taken the field, and they're through their warm-ups. Umpires are ready. Hope to get things going here. Already experiencing a ton of wind, so going to do our best, but obviously that camera angle not working out for me right now. So again, leading off, Ryder Vota. Ryder with a good day at the plate yesterday. Had a great hit center field over the center fielder's head, and bounced over the fence for a ground rule double. Pretty exciting on that one. And he starts off with some good patience here and a ball. That one coming in high, just at 61 miles an hour. And you got to think from a strategy standpoint, I'm sure that ABA is looking at our low seed. Not necessarily that they're taking us lightly, but probably not their strongest pitcher to start. And so that could give MacNSeitz a small opportunity here to hop on them early, as Ryder takes a 3-0 to start. And a strike call, that one down the pipe, 56 miles an hour. So not great velocity right here, as you might imagine. But ABA putting up some big numbers yesterday. And Ryder fouls that one back. Yeah, looking at those pool play standings. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one here. Doggone it. And Ryder draws that walk. And so they put up 16 runs yesterday, only allowed 7 on their pool play day. In contrast, our MacNSeitz team allowed 13 runs and only put up 8. So as you can see, not the day that we were hoping for, but today a new day, and hopefully we can get back to doing exactly what we want to do, which is put some W's on the board. Pickoff attempt over there at first. Ryder up back safely and easily. Now up to bat, number 27, Tucker Lee. Taking a strike down the pipe, that one's 61 miles an hour, and got to tell you that ball even looks slower than that. It's over that outside corner. Ryder with a good lead out there at first. One of the better base runners on the MacNSeitz team. Outfield playing fairly deep right now. And a base hit. That is going to be on the right side. That's rolling to the fence. Tucker's going for 2. Ryder Vota is rounding third. And, folks, we are going to have the first run. Tucker Lee is going to be... Oh, and they throw him out at third. He tried to stretch that one into triple, and he is thrown out at third with a good relay. Did not think that one was going to come in the way that it did, but he does get the RBI, and MacNSeitz up on the board here early. Tucker with good speed, rounding second base. It didn't see quite that burst of speed that I'll usually see somewhat between first and second. And Jacob Larson now at the plate fouls his first one back. Folks, our backstop camera, if you're missing out on some of that action, is absolutely just unusable right now. So my apologies there. Swinging a foul tip, and Larson now out, or with an 0-2 count. Larson been seeing the ball really well here early spring, coming into this tournament batting .500, and just gets the bat on that one. That pitch just on the inside, hitting off the almost the hands of the bat there. Swing and a miss, but a drop third strike. Larson's going to make his way down to first, and he will be up safe, reaching on a pass ball. So just one down here, still early, top of the first. MacNSeitz with one on the board, and now Larson out at first. Larson with good speed. He's maybe not one of those guys that you look at and just like, wow, he's just got incredible speed. But I'll tell you what, it's something that I think he'll probably be testing this catcher at some point, because I think that he does exhibit good speed when he needs it. That's number 44, Paul McCliney, up in the box. Paul's starting to really kind of come on offensively here in the last few games. And he takes a strike down the pipe on that one, coming in just at 58 miles an hour. So far, Larson's not tested the catcher. Modest lead. Swing and a miss. An interesting, so as pitch works from the stretch, and that's number 8. Looks like Tug for the ABA, not using a slide step or anything like that, so kind of looks like his normal delivery. And as, of course, I say that, then he comes out with the slide step. So swing and a miss on that one. That's going to be a strikeout for McCliney. That'll be 2 down, and now Jacob Peterson up at the plate. So Peterson getting the bat on the ball in a couple of big ways yesterday. Some deep flyouts that just didn't quite have the legs to get over the fence, but a couple of close calls there. So I'm sure he's looking to get in some action here today. Line drive right back up the middle. That'll bring Larson up to second, and Logan Peterson with a single. He hammered that one up the middle, and guys, I apologize. I know I'd have you over here on that backstop camera, but it's hard to see much of anything usable. But that's going to bring up number 36, Austin Strength, to the plate. And takes that first one for a ball down. So interesting, seeing some kind of aggressive base running out here early, with Tucker getting thrown out on trying to stretch that double out into a triple, and sending the base runners home, but no attempt to actually steal. Kind of a slow pickoff attempt over there as the shortstop slid in behind Larson over there on second. And Strength pulling the trigger on that one just a little bit late. Now has a 1-1 count. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Gostin was almost backing out of the box on that one, feeling like it was maybe a little bit outside, but close enough. You got to stay in there and put the bat on the ball. Talking about guys hitting the ball well here in spring, Strength is definitely fallen into that category. Puts this one in play over to second. And that'll be good for out number 3. So that'll end the half inning, but not before MacNSeitz gets on the board with 1. With a walk by Votaw and a nice hit by Lee and an RBI, but unfortunately losing some of that momentum, getting thrown out at second, trying to stretch that double into a triple, but a nice knock there and a run nonetheless. I'm going to take a momentary pause here and see if I can't try and get a little bit better view on our backstop camera. This wind is blowing like crazy today, folks. All right, so a couple things going here. That is actually not Logan Peterson out there on the bump. That is Jacob Larson drawing his first start of the season. Exciting to see as Jacob has thrown the ball incredibly well so far here early in spring. He's often taken on an opportunity to pitch, sometimes in tough situations, but drawing a 1-1 count here to start. Fly ball right side, high in the sky. Tucker Lee with the out on that one. And folks, I apologize, but I had no luck with that center field camera. Or the backstop camera, rather. But 2 pitches in and out. So some great efficiency right there for Larson to start. ABA swinging away early. That one missing just outside. And this looks like it's Joseph Hyman for ABA up at the plate. Almost that same exact spot, and you can see the wind is just really wreaking havoc right here, blowing the hat off Larson twice there. Oh. So a 3-0 count. I'm not sure where that last one missed, but looking close. So he's getting closer to that zone, and that one coming inside. I don't know if that was a hit by pitch or if that was a walk. Might have just heard it tip off of Paul's glove there, but nonetheless, runner on for ABA now. And that brings up number 15, Hunter, to the plate. Good lead out there. Nice throw down. ABA is up safely out there at second. I will say that we didn't do much of any kind of job of trying to hold that runner on. He had a significant lead. And Paul with a good pop and a good throw down, but not quite in time. This one hammered out left side in between short and third for a single, and then a bad relay in is going to put that runner on second. Those are the types of errors we really cannot see and hope to be in this game. So 1 down, 2 runners on. Second and third. That's going to bring up number 8, Tug, to the plate. So Larson with a nice pitch right there. Swing and a miss. Pass ball. And a run does score. So ABA tying it up here. Swing and a miss, but a drop third strike. And oh my goodness, what are we doing here, folks? Really, really unfortunate. I got to get that camera fixed for you guys. So a drop third strike. Paul runs over and collects the ball. Throws over to Peterson, who is 20 feet off the bag. And then they're trying to get the runner on third over into a pickle. This could be a double play style type ball. Vote on a second, and not in time. Run does score, and ABA will now be up 2 on a fielder's choice. So nice play by Votad, charging the ball with a good toss over to second, and a throw from Kelly over to first was just not in time. Runner goes, ball in play over to third, and that throw is not in time. So an infield single and good speed by the ABA batter, making his way over to first. So now runners on second and first. Score is 2-1 in favor of the ABA. MacNSeitz with 2 outs, looking to get out of this inning. Ball in play, this one over to third. And Austin Strength with the out. All right, folks, that's going to take us over to top of the second. Once again, I'm going to get back on that camera and have some issues there. But thanks for the patience, and thank you guys for joining us here on YouTube. And there we go. I think we've got a better camera situated for you here. Moving into top of the second. And that is number 5, Brooks Carr at the plate. Brooks with a really clutch hit for us in the, I believe, second game yesterday, tying the game with a little gapper. And, I mean, it was a great piece of hitting. He really made solid contact with the ball, and it was really great to see him kind of come through in a clutch situation. Count now 1-1 to Carr. Ball in. So notably not in the lineup today is Arlo Mai, as he has suffered a back injury here earlier prior to the season, and really just been working with some PT and whatnot. But he's joined us today out here on the field, and he's going to join us here a little bit later in the broadcast, kind of talk about that experience, working through that, and you know, just about this upcoming season. So 3-1 count to Carr now. Fouls that one back. And I've seen very often as those inside pitches come in towards Carr, he tends to step back with that foot as he swings, and not exactly what you really want to do, but he's able to get that bat on the ball almost every time he's doing it. So and he draws that walk right there. So great AB battling off some foul balls and makes his way over to first for the second time in this game. So in the first inning, Ryder Votaw drawing a leadoff walk, and now Brooks Carr drawing a leadoff walk. Grant Kelly now at the plate. Oh, and a strike call there. I wasn't sure if he was calling that or not. I will tell you, I feel like the umpires in this entire tournament have done a very good job. I mean, you're never going to agree with every single call that's made out on the fields, but these guys have done a better job, I feel like, than maybe in the two prior tournaments that we've had. So hats off to them, and obviously we can't play without the umpires. As Carr takes a lead. And a swing and a miss by Kelly. Back pick over there at first, and Carr up easily. And folks, I know you can hear that wind, man. I'm telling you what, it is blowing today. Most of the players out in the field with sunglasses on, I think just kind of protecting their eyes from some of that wind, as Kelly fouls that one straight back. And I tell you what, I just got a pop-up, that foul, and it came right back down towards my equipment. I barely stopped it with my left hand. I'm a righty too, but I should have had that one. That's actually the first time that's happened, and a lot of times I will have a canopy up over us just to protect from some of those ground balls, keep us out of the sun. But with the wind today, just no sense in putting that canopy up. And Grant Kelly with a great at bat right here, continuing to foul things back and stay alive for just one more pitch, looking for that one to put into play. So again, nobody down, top of the second. Brooks Carr over on first. MacNSeitz down by 1 run, 2-1 right now, in favor of the ABA. And a ball in. So Grant Kelly showing some gameness right here, fouling things back, taking balls. We now have a 2-2 count. Pitch continuing to work from the stretch. Oh, and a nice knock down the third base side, but oh man, just missing. Going foul before the base. But a good screamer right there, and you continue to see him, and his timing is really, really on. So be curious to see how ABA handles their pitching staff. Obviously trying to make a run for a championship bid here, but they're still well within control of the game at this moment as Tug continues to work on the mound from the stretch. No jumping or movement over there on first. And a nice stroke left side. That's getting down for a base hit. And what a great at-bat by Kelly. I tell you what, he really battled that one and finally got the pitch he was looking for and gave it a nice stroke. So that's going to bring up number 8, Reed Eckert, and we're going to see what's happening there. Folks, here just momentarily, I'm going to have Arlo Mai joining us here on the broadcast. He's out here supporting the team, and what a good young man. He offered me a hot chocolate because it is pretty chilly, although he's out here in shorts today. And Reed lays down a nice bunt, first base side. He advances both runners. And so nicely done right there, advancing both runners into scoring position. And that's going to bring us to the top of the lineup with Ryder Votaw. No, it's not on yet. All right, Ryder steps in. And fastball high, that one coming in 63 miles an hour. So maybe at the top of Tug's velocity spectrum. But sacrificing maybe some control with some of that velocity. And Ryder with a swing and a miss right there. Can you hear all right?
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Whoa, man. That wind, I tell you what, is something else. But again, folks, I've got Arlo Mai here with us. Thanks for joining us, Arlo.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Nice. And a swing and a miss by Ryder. He's really wanting that one. And so, obviously, with an RBI opportunity right here, kind of a big moment in the game. This is where maybe we struggled in the last couple of games and trying to, get some guys around and across the plate and all that. Arlo, you said you've been joining us online and watching some of the streams, right?
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch. Thank you for doing this, Robert.
Yeah.
Can I call you Robert?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. And so I tell you what, man, it's a lot of fun to do it, and it's great, I think, for you guys to be able to go back, sometimes watch your at-bats, look at the situation, and try to increase your baseball IQ. I know guys like you are so busy doing a lot of different things, it's probably hard to go back and watch those recorded live streams sometimes. Oh, and a strike 3 call on Votaw on a rare strikeout looking. That's not something we see with Votaw too often. But that is going to be 2 down, and that's going to bring up Tucker Lee with the sole RBI on the game so far. So we'll see what Tucker can do with it here. So, Arlo, you've been dealing with an injury here. You sustained, I don't know, at what point did you get that injury?
It was about, let's see, a little over 2 months ago. Tweaked it in the cages. I like to tell people I hit a ball too hard.
Hit the cover off that one, and man, I tweaked my back. I'm going to have to stop hitting the covers off those, huh?
Yeah. Truth is, I just didn't stretch.
Ball in play. This one over to third base. It's off the mark. And that will be a reach on air, but Tucker Lee putting the ball in play and has another RBI. That will tie the game up, folks. And so Arlo's such a good guy. My wheeled cart, maybe just tip it over on its side because it keeps falling away. There we go. Thank you. So Arlo joining us, and now Jacob Larson looking to maybe try to put us up. Tucker Lee advances on a pass ball, and now once again 2 runners on, second and third. Count now 1-0 to Larson. So you tweaked your back, and so you've been actually going through some physical therapy and all kinds of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, going to the office 2 times a week and exercises every day.
Larson rips a nice one down the left side. That's going to be good for an RBI single. Oh my goodness, man! Larson just absolutely annihilated that one on that left side, and that will put MacNSeitz up 3-2. So nice job there, Larson. That's exciting. And now the ABA coaching staff wanting to discuss things out here on the mound. And so you've been going into PT twice a week and all that. What are you able to do baseball-wise? Anything?
So that very first tournament, I did play in. They had me at the bottom lineup in the field every other inning. Too early, so that kind of injured it again.
Just kind of aggravated it, right?
Big setback. I've been playing catch and hitting off the tee, slowly building back up.
Nice. Well, it's good you're able to still get a little bit of work in, and I know it's got to be one of those frustrating things. How have you been, like, in your head about this whole thing?
It's been really disappointing. Like, I mean, I'm here to support my team, but it's killing me.
Well, I tell you what, you're definitely in the lineup. You know, obviously it's pretty noticeable that you're gone, but I mean, out in the field as well, we've uncharacteristically maybe not had some of the better fielding games that we've had in the past. And I don't know what catch was doing right there. Threw down to third, and I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but nonetheless. But yeah, no. So I mean, definitely, you're such a strong presence over there at third with such a great glove. So it'll be exciting to get you back. And so you're actually hoping to make it back by the next tournament. Is that right?
Yeah. There's a chance I could play maybe one game, see how I feel next tournament, and
gotcha.
I just keep slowly building up. Probably not 100% back for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 weeks maybe. So
yeah, okay.
It's a long and slow process.
No doubt. And I tell you what, I've injured my back, and on that last pitch, Votaw was able to make his way over to second, and so now 2 runners in scoring position now for the big hitting Paul McCliney. And so yeah, so when you hurt that lower back, I mean it makes it to a point where you almost can't do anything without comfort. So are you sleeping all right? Are you getting around all right?
Yeah, sleeping's been fine. That very first day, I could barely walk out back to the car. It was tough. Thankfully, my mom has been really nice with giving me some great back massages.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Mama Bear helping things out. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we talk about a lot of different things as McCliney fouls that one back. But it's really that support group around you. So, when you're young like you are right now, it tends to be family, sometimes some pretty close friends and stuff like that. But sometimes we don't give all of our parents here enough of a shout out. But everybody sacrificing weekends and a variety of things as McCliney with a big swing and a miss. And that is going to be out number 3. So I tell you what, not a bad half inning by MacNSeitz. We do leave a couple stranded, unfortunately, but prior to that, we get on the board and actually take the lead once again. So now 3-2 in favor of MacNSeitz, and good to see us getting the bats going and working out on the base paths. So, well, I tell you what, it's going to be great to have you back and whatnot. I hope that we're going to start getting outside for some practices out in the field and things like that. Looks like that we are going to stick with Larson out there on the hill, and no reason not to. He's pitched pretty well right now against what looks like a pretty strong ABA team.
Yeah, the offense for ABA has been putting the ball in play, but our defense has done a pretty good job so far. So Jacob's definitely throwing strikes.
Absolutely, and you keep pounding that zone, and then the ball gets into play. You let the defense play behind you, and you get out there on the hill from time to time. Talk about feeling like hey, if I can just throw a strike and get some ground balls, and that the team's going to be behind you, right?
Yeah, pitching it's even if since you're just pitching, it's just everything about it is a team sport. You gotta trust your defense. Baseball is so mental. It's all in the head just as much as it is physically. So
yeah, and that's a really good point. And we talk about the mental side. I know Tucker and I do a lot because baseball can just eat you up. You make one error and then the wheels can fall off the bus and you can be on a quick downward spiral if you're not strong mentally and have some grit and be ready to kind of put that behind you. But when you're up there pitching and an error happens out behind you on the field, now you start to kind of question things, and I think that's what we've seen here early in the spring is that, maybe, some guys kind of questioning themselves maybe a little bit too much, and, that's pretty normal with a little bit of rust coming into spring. If you watch the big league guys and spring ball, they're not clean either. And so I think that as the games wear on, the tournaments wear on, these guys are going to get a little bit saltier and more salty. So we've got number 24 up for the ABA. That looks like it's Tanner Simpson at the plate.
No, Robert, you're right. I try to tell myself, be like a goldfish,
Yeah.
One of the happiest animals, very short memory. So just don't let it stick with you for the whole game. Turn the page, get the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I'm getting text yelled at by my wife here because I was on our backstop camera, which is rolled over once again. So the wind and the foul balls and the netting and whatnot. But fortunately, we do have 2 other good views here, and we'll try to get that repaired here shortly. And that one well inside, making number 24 jump back. Now a 2-1 count.
Yep, keeping him on his toes.
That's right. A little buzz in the tower sometimes from a pitching standpoint can kind of make the batter question if he's got control. And, and as this ball gets put into play, over to Votah, it's short. And that's going to be good for out number 1.
Big stretch by Logan at first to get there.
Doggone right, man. And I tell you what, Votah doing a good job scooping that one up and making a long throw over to first. And it's nice to have somebody of Logan's stature. I think he's one of the taller guys in the team, really stretching out and doing a great job there.
Yeah, very lengthy indeed.
Show and bunt, that one rolls foul. And so one of the smaller guys on the ABA team, that's number 14, Grady Jones. And I'll tell you what, size oftentimes doesn't have anything to do with your overall athleticism or ability to play. As he pops this one off to the right side, and Peterson collects that one with no problem. So some good efficiency here in the bottom of the second. So 2 batters, 2 outs, and now number 19 looks like Blake Stock up at the plate.
Yeah, Logan getting quite a lot of action. It seems to be pretty consistent.
Oh, man, another pop-up over right side, and Logan collects that one for out number 3. And I tell you what, MacNSeitz doing a great job of going 1, 2, 3. That's what I like to see, I tell you what. So fun when these guys are playing well, fielding well, and it's good to see. We've been in a really weird kind of situation in the last 2 tournaments, just hitting lights out, doing great in pool play, going 2-0, and 2 tournaments back-to-back and earning the number 1 seed, and just struggling when it came to bracket play, just kind of coming out flat, not swinging the bat well, and that kind of thing. And so here, this tournament, a little bit the opposite. We lose 2 close games late in the innings, and then here we are playing strong ball in our first game of bracket play today.
Yeah, in those first 2 tournaments, our first bracket play game when we lost, it was to the second pool play team that we had beat just the day before. So
so frustrating. You run rule a team, and then you come back and you end up losing to them. But you know what? That's baseball, and every game's a new game, and every game is an opportunity for a win or a loss.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a short break. Arlo, I want to thank you for joining us. You're welcome to stay if you want. I'm sure you probably need to get back to the dugout, right?
Yeah, probably. I have to go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us here. Wish you a speedy recovery on your injury. Keep at it. We're eager to have you back, but we want you back and healthy and being able to stay. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll keep cheering on these guys as we're working towards a championship bid today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, you bet, man. All right, folks, I'm going to take a quick break here and fix this backstop camera once again. right, folks, I have done my best, and this wind and that equipment is just not working out well for me. May have to make a different adjustment, and I'll try and do that in between innings. But appreciate Arlo joining us there shortly on the broadcast. ABA notably with a new pitcher in this inning. That is Austin Strength at the plate. And Strength, 3 pitches and a strikeout. So making quick work of MacNSeitz here so far in top of the third. 2 up and 2 down. That brings up number 5, Brooks Carr, to the plate. Fouls that one back. And that looks like number 9 up there on the hill for ABA. That is Grady Jones. Oh, a nice looking curveball there. Misses outside. And now a 1-1 count. Brooks continuing to step back. And, you know, earlier I said that he was stepping back with his back foot. It's not his back foot, because he has a little bit of an offset stance in the box there. And so what you'll see here on the plate, and I'll try to get a better shot of it here, his front foot really far forward, back foot. And so sometimes he'll bring that front foot back rather than keeping it there or stepping towards the ball. But able to continue to put the bat on the ball like I talked about earlier, and does that once again here. And so from a velocity spectrum, we talked about this earlier, this particular pitcher, Grady, coming in right around the high 60s and low 70 mark on the fastball side of things. So ABA realizing, hey, this is a bit of a close game. Maybe we're going to need to bring in a pitcher maybe they were hoping to save for a little bit later in bracket play. But still a close matchup here, and a lot of baseball left to play. Brooks Carr puts this one into play, over to shortstop, and throw is off the mark. And I tell you what, man, Brooks Carr puts the ball in play. He's getting some things done, so maybe we can get a little 2-out rally going here. And Grant Kelly was such a great at-bat, his last at-bat. Battling. I think that might have been a 7 or 8 pitch at-bat, and then come through with a nice hit. Takes that first pitch for a ball. So always good to hear from the players and some of their perspectives, and maybe we should start trying to do some interviews as Kelly pops this one straight up. Looks like the shortstop handles it, and that's going to be out number 3. All right, so I've got a full half inning here, folks. I'm going to go ahead and try to fix this camera once again. What a nightmare. Thanks for the patience, and thanks for joining us. All right. Well, I did the best I could there, and let's see how our boys hold up here in bottom of the third. Larson with some good efficiency on that last half inning. Ball in play. This one over to short. Votaw handles it over to first, and that is good for out number one. I tell you what, I talked about Votaw's big hit yesterday, but one of the things I think he really started to kind of drill into yesterday was some good fielding. And so he's looking very comfortable out there in that shortstop position and doing a good job for us out there today with a number of outs. This one over to third, and that throw will not be in time. So an infield single for ABA, and now a runner on representing the tying run. One down, and doggone it, I still have this as Jake. No, okay, I've got that right. Trying to do too many different things here, as per usual. Nice pitch with a back pick over there. Close one over there at first. Ball with a nice throw down. That is number 3, Joseph Hyman at the plate for ABA. Heiman. Pretty good lead over there at first. Runner goes. And with an errant throw out there to second, ABA is up safely. So Paul maybe should have elected to not throw that one. Had to really kind of jump up. Ball was far into the left, and throw was clearly not going to be in time. But nonetheless, big swing and a miss. And now a 1-2 count. So Larson continuing to look really good up there on the hill. Looks very comfortable. Looks like he's sticking right with his normal velocity. This one's fouled up out of play. So count now 1-2. Just one down, runner on second. That it does represent that tying run. So, and missing down and low. Might hear it in the background here, folks. We're situated right next to a large railroad track, and we've seen that a couple of times yesterday with a train coming through. Oh, that ball glancing off the glove of McCliney. Nice looking curveball, good vertical break top to bottom, but it was inside, and that is another ball. High fly ball, this is deep center field. He is back. It hits just before the fence. This will score a run, and that is up for an RBI double. That will tie the matchup now. And that'll bring up number 15, Hunter Tolson, to the plate. And so ABA trying some hijinks out there on the field. The runner out at second base just continuing to go and running, thinking that he's not going to get thrown out. Jacob Larson very calmly steps off the back of the rubber, delivers a nice throw over to third, and they easily tag him out for out number 2. Then Larson subsequently with a hit by pitch. We'll put one runner on. So you'll see teams as they get aggressive, thinking that maybe teams are not paying attention to a specific pitcher or whatnot. And I will say that, Larson's not done maybe a great job at holding on the runners over at first. He's now beginning to pay a little bit more attention, and I'll tell you what, he very calmly delivered a nice throw over to third for that easy second out. Big, huge hole and gap over there as the hit and run was on, and that single will get through. So Ryder Votaw looking to cover second on the steal, left a big gap right there in between center field, or shortstop rather, and third base, and that's where that ball went. So that's Colt, number 7 for ABA. Runners go, nice throw down, and Paul McCliney has it, another throw out. And that'll be out number 3. I tell you what, man, what a great throw by Paul. And the guys starting to really kind of get back to that style of play that we've been more comfortable watching. And I would say maybe that the fall season, right? I don't think we've ever really kind of like shown what we're really capable of. Although I know we've played. Sorry, kids just kicked a soccer ball right over here, all my expensive equipment. Kids just being kids. Let me go on a short pause here real quick. Well, I tell you what, Reed Eckert up at the plate, swinging a pop-up right back to pitch for out number 1. So seeing Reed swinging the bat right there, maybe his back issue doing somewhat better. That's going to bring up number 3, Ryder Votaw, to the plate. So Ryder getting on in his first at-bat via walk, strikeout looking in his second at-bat. And takes a strike over the outside corner for pitch number 1. Pitch from the windup. That one down, and looks like ABA has stuck with number 9, or no, switched it over to number 9, Peyton Simpson. And now 1-2 count as Ryder fouled that one down the right side. So ABA with some strategy there on their pitching staff, switching guys out. Last pitch coming in, 68 miles an hour. And now full count to Votaw. He earns a walk on a pass ball. And so just one down. And that's going to bring up number 27, Tucker Lee. Off-speed curveball for ball number 1. So first baseman running over to a pitcher, communicating something. And followed by a subsequent pickoff attempt, but Votov back up safely. Good lead out there. Ball outside. And nothing to hit for Lee just yet. Got to tell you, I'm thankful for the sun here today, as this cold wind coming across is definitely a bit on the chilly side. You see a lot of these guys still wearing their thermals underneath. And a 3-0 count to Lee. And now 3-1 count. Lee takes that last pitch for a strike. Oh, that one was in the other batter's box, but that was a called strike. Now 3-2 count. And ball 4. So Lee earns a walk there. That puts 2 on with just 1 down. And hot hitting Jacob Larson at the plate. Jason looking to, or Jacob, I called him Jason. His name is Jacob, folks. High fly ball. This one's a mile high. Left side. It's up in the wind. That is gone, folks. That is a home run. I tell you what. Whoa, for 3. A 3-run shot for Larson. Gets that one up, and it gets out. I tell you what, and that is going to put MacNSeitz in the lead. 6-3 now. Boom! All right. I tell you what. What a shot. Good night. That was a ton of fun. And ABA coaching staff out to talk and have a short mound visit. Try to, I'm sure, just calm his pitcher down. Thing is, if you play baseball, and especially if you're a pitcher, at some point somebody's going to go yard on you. And so just a short visit to kind of make sure it calm his nerves, I imagine. So just 1 down here, top of the 4th, and now MacNSeitz up 6-3, looking for an upset win against the ABA number 2 seeded in the bracket against number 7 seed MacNSeitz. Now that brings up big hitting Paul McCliney. And he takes a strike right down the pipe. That one coming in 71 miles an hour. And a ball in. So Paul getting hit by pitch, I think, I want to say maybe 3 times in this tournament so far. Turns on that one, and it's a foul ball. But he's got that elbow guard, that Evo Shield elbow guard. And I tell you what, it's been worth every penny he has spent on that sucker because he's been hit a number of times this spring. That ball outside. So Peyton Simpson doing a good job with his velocity, kind of working in and out. And he gets Paul McCliney on a strikeout right there with an off speed. So that brings up number 35, Logan Peterson. And a foul tip. Ball down. And Logan with a big deep breath steps back into the box, prepared to go. Now 2-1 count as he looks down towards third and takes a sign from Brady, who says, hey, swing away, big kid. Ball in play, hammered over to short, and that will be out number 3. Well, I tell you what an exciting inning for our MacNSeitz guys, getting a couple on, and then Jacob Larson, who's the pitcher, looking to help himself out and does just that, knocking a huge 3-run home run over the left field fence. Some high swirling wind, and I tell you what, that ball it probably went as high as it went far. It was out there. And it looks like they're going to continue to stick with Larson on the mound right now. So a couple of shorter innings and getting some 1-3 counts. You start to wonder how many times through a batting order a pitcher's going to continue to have success as batters will look at and start to learn kind of the delivering, the sequence, and the types of pitches that a pitcher does. But you know, he's done a great job so far, and they're sticking with him here again. Defensively, we got out in the field Austin Strength over at third, Ryder at short, Grant Kelly at second, Logan Peterson at first, Tucker Lee and right. Looks like Reed. No, that's Brooks Carr. No, that's Reed in center field, and then Brooks Carr in left. So still definitely a close game here, and ABA is within reach, no doubt. So our boys will have to continue to make plays out there behind Larson and his good pitching effort thus far. That brings up number 7, Colt McMahon, to the plate. Ball right over to second, and that gets through. Oh no, and it's rolling all the way to the fence, folks. He's running around. Ball is still not in. It just now gets to the cutoff. I don't even know why we make that throw over. And then what seemingly should have been an out, it turns into a triple. Oh, good golly. All right, let's see how the boys respond here as number 9, Peyton Simpson, comes up to the plate. Showing bunt, pulls that back, and it's still a strike. Hammers that one to the left side, got all of that, but so a good line drive, but well foul. And now an 0-2 count. So nobody down, runner on third. Bottom of the fourth, score now 6-3. In favor of MacNSeitz. Jacob continues to work the entirety of the plate. That one going missing and outside. And that one positioned somewhat similarly. We'll bring it to a 2-2 count. As the sun pops out from behind a cloud, thankfully. Got a partly cloudy day, number of clouds in the sky. Fly ball left side. Guy's playing deep, and that's going to get down for an RBI single. So matchup now 6-4. And ABA showing some life here in bottom of the fourth. Larson on a slide step missing, and Paul McClenny just about got a back pick over there first. He was definitely back safe, but he was coming back a little lackadaisical, and Paul was right on it. Oh, little chipper. This one left side. Larson snags it, and they call him safe as he legs that one out. That was a tough one because it was although it was a full swing, it was a little chipper just right back down the third base side. Really looked as if Austin Strength probably should have handled it because he had momentum coming in, and Jacob Larson was actually running after it, had to scoop it up and then come across his body. I would have felt like there would have been a little bit more momentum coming in from Strength on that particular play. But that puts obviously a couple of runners on. Looks like Coach Max is out for a mound visit here, talking a little bit of strategy and maybe trying to check on Larson, see how his arm's feeling and how he's looking. But again, it kind of makes you wonder about, seeing the same pitcher through the lineup how many times. And this is number 24, Tanner Simpson at the plate. And missing outside. Outfield playing considerably deep, and the wind is just really kind of blowing out that way. It's not completely blowing out. It's a little bit more at an angle, but with it gusting the way that it is, I think the boys are trying to keep the ball in front of them. Wild pitch. This one gets by. Throw goes down to third, and both runners advance on that wild pitch. So a tough inning for MacNSeitz here so far. 2 runners in scoring position. Runner on second would represent the tying run, and nobody down. Showing bunt, tries to lay that one down, pops it back. So ABA looking to play a little bit of small ball there and trying to get a runner across. I think it makes a lot of sense. Nobody down. But a good hitting team so far. Let's get this defense behind him, fellas. Oh, and Larson hits him. So he will make his way over to first. And now the bases are loaded. So nobody down, bases loaded. Corners are in. Middle infield playing at double play depth. And a ball that glances off the glove of McCliney almost gets away. As number 14, that's Blake Stock, squared around for a bunt. He squares around again, lays that one down. And Larson, very gamely, scoops that one up and is able to tag home. As McCliney lost his footing there, and almost got in the way of Larson being able to step on home. Well, you know what, folks? The numbers on these on the uniforms for ABA are really kind of hard to see. This is actually number 19. Blake Stock. I think the last one was Grady Jones. So he squared away initially and then pulled back, prepared to swing away. That pitch outside. Ball in play. This one's going to be a slow dribbler over to second, and Grant Kelly flubs that one as a run comes across. And so the batter will reach on air, and a run will score. Matchup now 6-5, still in favor of MacNSeitz. But ABA showing that they're game and willing to come in from behind. Oh, and that ball just missing for ball number 1. Good leads out at first and second. And gosh, I'd be thinking that we need to be looking at a back pick over there at first because it's a little out of control. And I'd show you guys all the action here, but obviously big net in the way. As that one will keep Coach Max on his feet as he jumps up from the bucket. Now 2-1 count. Let's see if these MacNSeitz boys can dial it in here and get out of this inning without any further damage done. And a nice pitch right there, 2-2 count. This one to number 16. Oh my goodness, I cannot read that one at all. Runderberg maybe. And strike 3 call, 2 down. And I tell you what, Jacob Larson coming up with a big one right there. And so ABA threatening. 2 down, bases loaded, bottom of the 4th, 6-5. And this is the top of the lineup for ABA, so that's Nate Parks at the plate, and a swing and a miss. That one coming in 63 miles an hour. And that one missing outside. 2-1. And continues to work both sides of the plate. That one missing inside, 3-1 count now. So big pitch coming up right here. Fouls that one back. And I tell you what, folks, we've got a full count, bases loaded, in game, certainly still within question right now, just bottom of the 4th. 6-5 in favor of MacNSeitz. And we're going to see if Nate Parks comes up with it or if Larson is able to win that battle. Ground ball right up the middle. That is going to be at least 1 RBI. Play at the plate. Oh, and throw is off just a bit. So a nice hit by ABA. They're able to score 2, and they will take the lead with that hit. And Coach Max calling for the ball out there on the hill. I tell you what, Jacob Larson did a fantastic job, or maybe he's just wanting to talk to the boys. Nope, he is making the switch. It looks like it's going to be Logan Peterson going to come in. And what a fantastic job by Larson. Really great effort. That's 6-7. But listen, man, I'm doing a million different things, so I get it wrong a lot. Yeah, I would talk to their scorekeeper then. I would ask them. They're the home team too. Yeah. All right, folks. I'm going to try to fix that camera while not Jacob, I keep calling him the same thing, but Logan Peterson warms up. So give me a moment here, please. All right, folks, we are continuing here in bottom of the fourth. Now Logan Peterson out on the hill. Looks like this is going to be number 3, Joseph Hyman at the plate. Ball in play over to short. Ryder Votaw handles that one, and that is going to be out number 3. So 1 pitch and 1 out, and good golly, Peterson is able to get us out of that inning, but not before ABA comes up with a pretty big inning, and they take the lead now 7-6. So that's going to take us to top of the 5th as the wind continues to swirl. People breaking out the weather pods, trying to get out of all this wind. The temperature is starting to increase a little bit, and as that sun pokes out from behind the clouds, it becomes a little bit more bearable. From a player standpoint, it's about 5 to 10 degrees warmer out there on the turf. So I imagine the boys have to be somewhat comfortable from a temperature standpoint, but that wind continuing to affect play. ABA now with the lead brings out a different pitcher. This one definitely not looking like he's higher on the velocity spectrum, but looks like he's got a lot of movement on his pitching. So we'll see how the boys respond to that. That looks like it's going to be number 5, Nate Parks, out there on the bump. MacNSeitz will lead off with Austin Strength, followed by Brooks Carr. Well, folks, I'll tell you what, I'll take this quick moment here to talk about our platinum sponsor for 2023, and that is the good, well, oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Unbelievable, but these are the good folks at Van Horn Land and Cattle, and they're a family-owned and operated farm out in Kansas. You can check them out on Facebook. They're big on community, and we are big on them for supporting local youth athletics. Their donation supports these young men training and playing America's pastime. So a huge shout out to everyone out there at Van Horn Land and Cattle. Thank you guys so much for your support. That brings us now to top of the 5th as Austin Strength pounds the plate, stepping into the box. This ball well outside, coming in at just 60 miles an hour. So we've seen ABA do that from a pitching standpoint, going from a higher velocity guy to a lower velocity guy. Missing once again outside, 2-0. Austin Strength showing some good patience up here at the plate, looking for a good one to hit. Puts the bat on the ball. That one is out of play right side. This one right back to pitch, and that's going to be out number 1. And so number 5, Brooks Carr, one of 2 left-handed batters on the lineup, and the only true lefty that we've got on the team. He hammers this one left side, and the third baseman bobbles that one, and then follows up with an errant throw over there at first. So a nice job by Brooks putting that ball in play. It was hard hit, and I thought the third baseman had that pretty cleanly, but it bobbled off the glove somehow and got behind him. He's able to step in and still make a throw on it. Grant Kelly pops this one up, and that one finds some green grass, folks. We might have some life here. So just one down and 2 runners on, second and first. That's going to bring up number 8, Reed Eckert. Showing bunt, pulls back. And he tries to lay that one down. And pops it back. He's able to lay this one down. Play will be at first, and runners advance. So Reed does his job and advances those runners. And that's going to bring up number 3, Ryder Votaw, to the plate. So that'll take us back to the top of our lineup with 2 runners in scoring position. And MacNSeitz needing just a single right here to tie up the game. So tying run on third, go-ahead run on second, and a big swing and a miss right there. Pitch coming in 62 miles an hour, now 1-1 count. Ryder puts this one into play. It's a little dribbler. It might be trouble. Ow, and they got him. That was a close one. I thought Ryder had maybe legged that one out, but unfortunately no. And ABA is able to hang on to their lead as the MacNSeitz threatened late in the inning with 2 runners on and 2 outs. So that's going to take us to bottom of the 5th, and Logan Peterson will continue to pitch for us out there on the bump. Logan notably having some arm pain here maybe 2-3 weeks ago now, and has worked some exercises, worked his bands, and kind of spent a little bit of time off not throwing, and feeling much better now. He's obviously one of the pitchers that we see quite often. And so we'll see how ABA is able to do against big number 3-5. I'm going to try to fix this this backstop camera once more. All right, so Logan continues his warm-up, and that'll give me just enough time to talk about one of our silver sponsors for this season, and that is the team out at Village Pediatrics, specializing in comprehensive services for children from birth through adolescence. They continue their support and care of the community through their services, and also here by supporting the young men at MacNSeitz. So if you're looking for a pediatrician, we'd recommend you check them out. That's Village Pediatrics, where children come first. That first pitch down for ball number 1. And that is number 15, Hunter, for the ABA, as he takes that one down in the dirt for ball number 2. Defensively, it looks like we've remained the same. Ball in play, this one over to Votaw. And that will be out number 1. So making routine work out there, and 3 pitches and 1 out. So some good efficiency for Peterson there. And it looks like number 15 is kind of running back a little gimpy. Might have tweaked something on his run down there to first. I'll hope he's okay to continue to play. Fouled back out of play. That is number 8, Tug, for the ABA. And I did not mention earlier, I guess, so defensively we have remained the same, but actually Jacob Larson took Logan Peterson's place over there at first. So Jacob Larson now at first base. And missing just outside, now 1-1 count. Big wind gust coming right up right as that pitch kind of came across the plate. Pop up right side, this is towards first base. And Larson comes up with it. That's going to be out number 2. I thought that one was going to be trouble as the ball continued to go from foul territory into fair territory, and I was a little bit worried there was going to be some type of obstruction, but fortunately no contact was made, and he was able to come up with that out. And so 2 down. And a nice looking pitch right there. That one coming in 63 miles an hour. Right down the pipe. So this is Colt for the ABA at the plate. And 2 pitches, 2 strikes. Peterson looking comfortable up there, working from the windup. And misses outside. Swing and a miss, that's going to be strike 3, but the ball gets away from McLiney, and then a bad throw, and he is able to reach on air. Doggone it. Great pitch by Peterson, and just glancing off the front of McLiney's glove, and then getting away from him to the left side. So ABA have been very aggressive out on the base paths, taking large leads, getting good jumps, and not really getting Paul a good opportunity to throw guys out, although he did have a throw out over there at third here earlier in the game. Foul ball left side, and now 0-1 count. Large lead at first. Runner goes. Ball is popped up, and this is going to be out of play. And batter will now work with an 0-2 count. That is number 9, Peyton Simpson. And a strike 3, but a drop. And so Peterson with a couple of strikeouts in that inning, although he didn't get credit for the last one, but he gets credit for that one right there. And MacNSeitz doing a nice job defensively. We will see what we can come up with here in top of the 6th as this game wears on and is going to be getting close to game time here soon. Leading off for us this inning is going to be number 27, Tucker Lee, followed by Jacob Larson, who does have a home run on the day. All right, and we are all set to go here. Top of the 6th. And so ABA elects to stick with the same pitcher that they had in the last inning. Shakes off the first 2 pitch calls. And then throws a curveball in down in the dirt. So again, once again, that is number 5, Nate Parks for the ABA out there on the hill, working from the windup. And big swing and a miss. Pulled that trigger maybe just a little bit late. I think he was trying to sit on the on that off speed. And he pops this one up. Will be handled by the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 1. So even in this close matchup, Nate Parks, not a big velocity guy, still showing a lot of confidence in him and sticking with him. A lot of movement, like I said. And ball number 1 to Larson. Larson with a gapper right here. This is right side, in between center and right field. He will be up for a double. And a big hitting day for Larson right there. Not bad. I'm going to give him some applause, but really, that's how I feel about it right there. Well, we have just 1 down. Larson will represent that tying run, and now we've got big hitting Paul McCliney up to the plate. Swing and a miss on that first pitch. Paul without a hit, I think, here in this particular matchup. Larson with a modest lead out there at second. And 2 pitches, 2 swing and a miss for McCliney. He's able to foul that one back. Right off the tip of the bat. So a ton of movement as you see that move from left to right, kind of away from you as a right-handed batter. Looks like it could be something. Paul McCliney with a swing and a miss and a drop third strike. He's able to make his way out to second and the runner advances. So needing just 1 run here to tie up the game. ABA's talking to their infield. Corners coming in. Middle infield staying at double play depth. Runner goes. Throw goes down. And that is Tucker Lee out on the base paths, acting as a courtesy runner for McCliney. So now, tying run represented at third. Go ahead run at second. And Logan Peterson at the plate. Pop fly. This one's deep. Runner's tagging. Runner will go. Throw comes in. It's well off the mark. And Logan Peterson with a sac fly to tie the game. Not bad, not bad. Doing his job. And so let's see if MacNSeitz is going to be able to get that other runner around. So a tie game here. And a nice piece of hitting right there. Austin Strent to the right side. That's rolling all the way back to the fence as it's a gapper. Another run will score. And Austin Strent up with a double. I tell you what, folks, it doesn't get any better than that. So MacNSeitz once again taking the lead and going back and forth throughout the day. Now number 5, Brooks Carr at the plate. Oh, a little bit of a frame-up job there on that one. 0-1 count now to Carr. I tell you what, Austin hit that just in the perfect gap, and the ball really tends to roll extremely well on this turf, and it does look like there's a little bit of a high point, possibly for drainage, so the turf kind of tends to go downwards towards the fence, and that sucker just continued to roll all the way out, but he hit it solid right above the second baseman's head, and just continued to roll out there between right field and center field. So Brooks Carr showing some good patience here. Puts this one in play. It's over to second base. And that is going to be out number 3. But not before MacNSeitz comes back once again and takes the lead. Now 8-7. And we're going to be here in bottom of the 6th. Looks like ABA is out there in front of their dugout talking to the team, trying to rally the troops and get something going here in bottom of the 6th. This would be an upset if MacNSeitz is able to come away victorious, as ABA came in with the number 2 seed. This is here in the PG Super 24 Invitational, playing in Shawnee, Kansas at the Mid-America Sports Complex. MacNSeitz continues to stick with Logan Peterson. So just had one of the players' grandparents come up and ask, hey, where's ABA at in their batting order? And they are here in the bottom third of their batting order. Should be number 24, I think, leading off for them. And that's going to be, looks like Tanner Simpson? Yeah. So I wonder if Tanner and Peyton are related. Simpson's somewhat of a common name, but I wonder if they could be twins. Don't know. Well, regardless, all set to go here, bottom of the 6th. Logan Peterson will work from the windup. High fly ball, left side, way up in the air. That is back. And it's going to be, oh, it stays inside. I thought it was going to bounce over the fence. That ends up being a double. I really thought we had that. That was Brooks Carr out there in left field. I don't know if he lost sight of the ball in the sun or exactly what, but it bounced probably maybe 5 feet from him, just to his left, my right. And so certainly not how we would like to start off that inning, with just a narrow margin here of 8-7. MacNSeitz not having had good experience when we don't have that home advantage, and being able to shut teams down here in the end. We will see if these guys and the defense can get behind Peterson here, as he threw a nice ball for just a pop-up. I'm sure Brooks a little frustrated with that, but it's certainly not just on Brooks's shoulders, as all these guys have made a number of errors throughout play. And nice pitch with a swing and a miss. Good gosh. It's now Tanner Simpson up. I apparently can't read, folks. Numbers kind of throwing me for a loop here today. And Logan missing just outside on that one. 2-1 count. Good lead at second. Wind dying down just at the moment. Oh, big swing and a miss, as Peterson blows that one by him. Still nobody down here, bottom of the sixth. And strike three looking right down the pipe. I tell you what, I'm surprised that he did not swing on that one. I think he was a little frustrated with the call as he walks back to the dugout. Obviously, no one excited about receiving a strikeout, but great pitch by Peterson, and that's going to bring up Grady Jones for ABA. Runner goes. McClenny with the throw down, and the tag comes over late. So ABA challenging and aggressive on the base paths. Like I said earlier, taking large leads and taking opportunities. That one pans out for him there, with now that tying run represented at third base. That pitch missing just outside. And Peterson hits the batter. He took that one like a man. You got to give him credit. He stood right in the box, held his position, and took one for the team. He'll have a trophy for tomorrow, regardless of whether or not they go on for the championship, because I know that one's going to be black and blue. Swing and a miss. Runner takes off before Logan even began the motion, but Logan is dialed in on the batters. McClenny with a nice block. Now 1-1 count. Pass ball, runner goes. And the call is safe at the plate. So ABA is able to tie it up. Runners do the runner at second does advance, and so the go-ahead run is now represented at third base. MacNSeitz with just one out. And a nice strike call right there. This is number 19, Blake, for the ABA at the plate. That pitch coming in high, fastball, 68 miles an hour. Infield playing in. And he draws a walk right there. So Logan adjusts his hat, stands back out on the mound, on the rubber. Imagine ABA will do the same thing. Yep. And MacNSeitz not even worried about that runner. Another pass ball. Runner doesn't go. And nobody on third base for McCliney to get him into a pickle. So Austin Strength coming down the third base line along with the runner. And McCliney, who I think easily could have had him in a little bit of a pickle, we had nobody on third. Ryder Votal was hustling as hard as he could to get over there, but nobody there. Runner showing bunt, and that one is foul. So close matchup here, all tied up, bottom of the sixth. Runners on second and third, just one down. Big swing and a miss. Peterson comes in with some high inside heat right there. And another pass ball, runner goes, and that is it, folks. ABA winning on a pass ball. That is going to be the game, and the home advantage is the name of the game, but I got to tell you, hats off to ABA for sticking it out, but MacNSeitz playing a much better game today than what we saw yesterday. So a disappointing loss to be sure, no doubt about it, but I'll tell you what, our MacNSeitz boys played well. They hit well. I think there's a couple of things, obviously some room for improvement, as there always is on a win or not. But doggone it, what an exciting game, back and forth matchup, and a disappointing one. But I know that MacNSeitz will get back out on the fields. Well, hopefully we'll get some more practice in outdoors, and these guys can start tying some things together. So that will do it for us in the PG Super 24 Invitational, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching us. Continue to give us some love, show us a like on our video, leave a comment. We're going to wish ABA good luck in the rest of the tourney here, and make sure you give a shout out to your favorite MacNSeitz player. Show them some encouragement, and on a tough loss right there. But hope everybody has a great Sunday, and we will see you guys next.